Good morning, Mr. T. My name is Barbara Alejandre, and I'm from the County Schools Office. And I'm here today to conduct the Williams visit along with my team member, Veronica Robledo. And Veronica will be conducting the facilities portion of the visit along with your maintenance and operations staff. And I also have Karen Keel here from the Williams team, and she will be assisting me in the classroom as we conduct the instructional materials portion of the visit. Today I have a folder for each of us, and here's a copy for you, and we'll go through the materials, and then what you can do here if you'd like is you can give the inspection form to your M&O person.
Certainly.
Okay. And your name, sir?
I'm James Crick. I'm the
It's
maintenance
nice to
and
meet
operation
you.
person.
Thank you. And as I mentioned, Veronica Robledo will assist you as you conduct the facilities inspection of the grounds as well as all ancillary buildings. And we will conduct the facilities inspection, Karen and I, as we go through the instructional materials portion of the visit. Mr. T, we are required by law to have everyone who participates in the visit sign the Williams Settlement Site Visit Certification Form, everyone from the school or the district office, as well as everyone from the county office. And we have signed our part, so if you and Mr. Crook would sign your portion, we will keep that on file. And that's just to verify that those were all the individuals that participated in the visit, and then we keep that certification on file. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the instructional materials survey that was submitted to our office online by your staff, and it basically is the inventory of all of the core content materials that we will be reviewing today, which includes reading language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies for each of the grade levels here on your campus, which are kindergarten through 6th grade. And anything in red typically means that there is an insufficiency. However, if you see in kindergarten that there's red, we know that we overlook that because there are big books. So we're not looking for a 1-to-1 for instructional materials to student ratio there. However, as you come down to math in 2nd grade, we've noticed that there are 93 students enrolled and you only have 80 materials on hand.
You're correct about that. See, what's going on is we're under a new adoption currently, and the vendor hasn't delivered everything. But here is an invoice which shows that we received the books that were missing.
If you agree with all of this, again, here's a kindergarten in history, social science, and science. It shows they're big books, so that's not a problem. So with that correction, if you agree with this, could you please sign the inventory form and then date it here? Thank you very much. All right, so in here, this is the order in which we are going to be visiting the classrooms. We based it on the map that you sent us as well as the grade levels because we're required to visit 25% of the classrooms for facilities inspections, and then we need to at least visit each grade level to verify that you have all of the materials in the 4 core content areas. So we'll at least be visiting one class in each grade level, and we also try to make sure that we represent all of the class types. So if you have a special ed class, or if you have an RSP class, or if you have a bilingual class, we make sure that we integrate those into our visitation. And we've indicated here, based on the information, again, that your district and you have provided, what is the subject area and the grade level materials that we are required to view when we go into the classroom. And then we will indicate whether or not there's a sufficient amount. Based on our pre-visit discussion, you indicated that all students will have their textbooks placed on the desk when we go into the classroom.
Yes, they will.
Okay, perfect. In addition to that, you did indicate that if a student is missing a textbook, you would send them immediately to the library.
Absolutely.
The facilities inspection worksheet, I just want to briefly go over this, and I'm sure that Jimmy James is very familiar with this process, and so is Veronica Robledo, but they will have a copy, and I will also have one, and Karen, because as I mentioned, they will do the grounds and the ancillary buildings. We will do the facilities inspection within the classrooms that we visit. So we look for basically various things like gas leaks, anything, a mechanical problem, any problems with windows, doors, gates, and fences. And there are 16 areas here, including the uniform complaint procedures that we are looking for to be posted within every classroom. So we will be looking for that. And then when we're done, we will have a debrief, so we'll come back to this room, we'll discuss any problems that we may have seen within the classroom. The facilities team will discuss any facilities problems that they noticed while they were out on campus. And we'll make sure that we have a clear understanding of all the incidences that we've identified and any remedies that have been taken care of while conducting the visit, because if something is remedied while we're on the visit, while we're on the campus in the area facilities or instructional materials, it will not show up on your report. It will show up in our notes section of our database because we...
Good morning, class. You have your books ready for inspection? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, students, and good morning, Mrs. Maya. Thank you very much for allowing us to come into the classroom today. My name is Barbara Alejandre, and I'm accompanied by Karen Keel, and we're both from the San Bernardino County Schools Office. And the purpose of our visit here today is to ensure that each of you have your textbooks in reading, language arts, math, science, and social studies. And the reason for that is so that you can do well in school. The other reason for our visit is to ensure that you have a safe and clean environment in which to learn. Okay? So with that, thank you very much for putting your textbooks on top of your desk. We're going to be counting them, and we're going to ask you one question, and then we'll be out of here. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Karen, you can counting. I will count the reading if you'll count the math. Sure.
You're missing a math book? Would you please go to the library and get one?
Mrs. Maya,
Yes.
we show that you have 30 students in your class. Are there any missing today?
Denise is not here today.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Denise Haverford. Very good. Thank you very much. All right, and now these are your reading and math?
Yes.
Or your science and social studies?
Those are, they show.
Okay. And 3.1, so we should be able to identify 3.2 textbooks.
There's space in social studies.
I got it. All right, we're sufficient in that as well.
There's 30 history books here.
30 social studies books. Okay, perfect.
And the student got a math book.
Perfect. Thank you, Omar. All right, so we're clear on the student who went to the library.
Did you find any of the 3.2s?
No, I didn't. Mrs. Maya, do you have 3.2 textbooks?
As you can see, there's not sufficient storage in this classroom. I mean, look at the shelves. They're full. There's no more space in there. But we do have them. I mean, they're just in storage.
Oh, there. Can we see those?
Certainly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, students, I just have one question to ask you. Are you students allowed to take any of your textbooks home with permission from Mrs. Maya? Yes. I appreciate you letting us take the time to come here and visit your class and make sure that you have everything you need to do well. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Mr. T, for allowing us to visit your class. I just want to mention that we also appreciate you allowing us to go through all the third grade classes, because as we identified in Mrs. Maya's class, the 3.2 reading language arts textbooks were missing, and we have identified that the majority of your third grade classes do not have the 3.2. You stated you have a purchase order?
Yes, here's the purchase order.
Right.
So you can-
And then once you receive the packing slip and all the textbooks, as soon as you do that, if you can send a letter to our office, and here's our information, here's our address for you. If you can indicate that the books have been received and that they've all been distributed for students in third grade for use in the class and to take home, sign and date that, and then that will clear that insufficiency. If for some reason you don't receive it during the course of the eight week of school, then we typically have to issue a notice of insufficiency, and that goes to the state superintendent of public instruction. So throughout the course, we'll be sending letters to you saying we're getting closer to that time period. But just keep in communication with us so that we can make sure that we work together to resolve that insufficiency.
Certainly, that shouldn't be a problem.
There you go. And then in addition to that, we noticed that all of your uniform complaints were on file, and
they're posted.
Thank you very much. Was there anything else, Karen?
You know, there was a few students using Xerox copies of social studies books, but I went ahead and contacted Williams headquarters, and they do have a publisher authorization for that.
Perfect. So thank you for that reminder. And that really concludes our visit here, Mr. T. We appreciate you taking the time and the staff. And again, it was a pleasure to meet you and your staff and the students here at Thomasville Elementary.